Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to do 2020's The Owners. So let's get into it. We're going to start the movie off with three stoners in a car, casing an old folks home slash doctor's office, I guess. The three antagonists are a dumbass, a wannabe leader, and the crazy guy. I don't know, the wild ace. You don't really know what he's about. They're very open about it. Like, his entire look goes, oh yeah, that guy probably is crazy. He's probably a psycho. But for some reason he's friends with these guys that almost seem like they're, not too bad of guys. Like, you should see them at a local bar, they'd be really chill guys. But yeah, so they get the wild ace in there, and essentially they're gonna rob this old folks home, or elderly doctor's home, doctor's office, I guess. Before they start ransacking the house and go in, our own Arya Stark shows up, the only star of the movie, pretty much the main character after, I don't know, maybe halfway, somewhere around there. The only one that you actually care about, I guess, the only one you pay attention to anymore, arrives as the girlfriend to the leader, half leader, whatever you want to call him. He's kind of a pushover, really, for the crazier guy. And that's when the movie really begins. She sits in the car, and then, I don't know, 20 minutes later, she's like, I'm bored out here. I'm going to go inside and see if we can leave. And he's just like, no, we can't leave yet. We're robbing the place, but we can't get into the safe. So we're waiting for them to show up, not telling her that, but that's what they're actually doing. Because why inform her that we're about to kidnap or assault these old people? And so essentially they do that, bring them downstairs, say, hey, we know you have a safe, we want you to open it because we can't. And that's where everything kind of goes for a turn, because they're like, we're gonna torture these old people, and then someone's like, no, and then she's just like, no, and then it really skyrockets out of where the main story was, like what was going on, and then becomes more of a story about humanity, I guess. What's like, we can't treat people like this. And then that's when the horror starts to lead in with the elderly couple that, if you didn't catch the title, is called The Owners. So I'm sure they're not the greatest people in the world.
This won't get you anywhere but prison.
Nathan, don't do this.
Give me the combination.
Richard, no.
The evil old people. It's what it is. The whole movie is based on these this elderly couple that know enough about medicine, and that's what makes them, scary, essentially. It's just like, oh yeah, take this pill, or, if you get too close to me, I'm gonna get you with a needle. This movie to me really just wanted to be, I believe it's 2016, could be 17, Don't Breathe, where it's an older man and they try to break into the house and rob him, and then find out that he's also crazy, and even though he's blind, he can apparently hear everything, and they're terrified of him. That's what they wanted to be. That was a decent movie. I'll give that movie was decent. They tried to copy that to a T, just couldn't pull it off. It didn't work for them. They kept the gray and the darkness, and it was like, all right, a little bit creepy, but they lost in the long run, because it's just like, you didn't find them actually scary, other than the old lady every once in a while where she did a creepy looking grin of some sort. But generally speaking, they weren't scary. You weren't worried or scared about seeing them on the screen. You're like, they're old people. Okay, like, yeah, they're crazy as shit, but they're still just old people. And to me, that was like, this could have been scarier, or at least you could have made the dynamic of the house a bit better. Speaking of the house, I found this hilarious. There is a scene where she's in a bedroom, and I don't know if they pull the lever, Kronk, or if they just have a button, but all of a sudden the shutters go down, and it's like pure metal or steel that comes down. And just knowing that they had cased this place, and they do say that they cased it several times, that you would have noticed that. You would have noticed that shutters could come down. Like, where they come from, where they go, I don't know. Were they just imaginary? Couldn't tell you. Shutters, just metal shutters, just come down. And I was like, that's it's a twist. Like, these were supposed to be a lovely couple that underneath were evil doctors who, you know, did crazy stuff, but that's very open. It's very like, one guy's mom was a cleaning lady, because you didn't notice? It wasn't all bad though. There was some good acting points. There was some difference of characters. Like, I'd never met a character or seen a character that was so dumb and childish. Like, the one character is literally like, she's freaking out and he's on the couch watching cartoons and eating cookies. And it's like, that was different. I've never seen someone do that. Like, mid-horror, like in the middle of shit's hitting the fan, he's just sitting there like, everything's fine. What are you talking about? They're lovely people. It's not like we just tried to rob them, or like, you know, your boyfriend might be dead in the other room. You don't know. Don't know. The ending for me was short-lived. Could have been put together better. I'm not saying it was a bad ending, actually. Like, I rewatched the ending twice just to kind of get a better glimpse of it and realized, like, it's not terrible. What they did was open-ended and a different style than I would think. And personally, because there's a twist, that's not going to ruin anything. There is a twist. It's not a good twist. It's not, whoa, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't thinking anything of it. Actually, I would have preferred if they didn't do the twist, because I liked where the actual story was going in comparison to the last minute turnaround. So that was my thought on the ending. I give this movie a 2.2. It was kind of boring because I didn't keep the thrills and it really didn't keep the horror for me. And I actually walked away and came back a couple times and like had to rewatch parts because it just didn't pull me in like a horror movie, or especially a thriller, when it's supposed to be all mental. Like, it's supposed to really pull you in. It really just didn't do that for me. Maybe it'll do it for you, but it lost me several times because I was like, it's pretty boring, and what I do see happening, I already kind of could tell was gonna happen, or I knew was gonna happen. Well, if you guys liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'm Mike McGowan, and thank you for joining Let's Review Some Shit.